Prepare. God is calling right now. I know you're waiting for God to do that very thing that He said He would do. But you have to prepare for it. Greater is coming. Greater is coming. Do you believe that greater is coming? Do you believe that God is calling you to more? More. If you just give God a little bit more of you, a little bit more attention, a little bit more worship, you will receive that very thing that you've been praying for. God is waiting on you. He's waiting on you. And a lot of times we're like, Lord, when am I going to receive that very thing that I've been praying for? Because a lot of times God give us a vision. He give us a dream. He give us a desire that He wants us to work towards. And a lot of times when God has given us the vision, as soon as He gives us the vision, we want it immediately. We want the vision right away. It's a process to receive the vision. The vision is not just going to be given to you just like that. Just because God said it doesn't mean that He's going to give it to you right away. He's not going to give it to you right away. There's a process. There's a pruning season. There's some things you got to go through to get there. It says, hope for the things that you do not see. Even if you don't see the evidence of it working out, even if you don't see the evidence of it happening, you just have to believe that it's going to happen. You just have to believe that greater will come if you work towards it. You just have to believe, will it come? Because the goal is to get to where God is calling you. God has given you a vision. Hello. God has given you a vision. And God has spoken in your spirit. But you want the blessing right now. You're not willing to be patient and work for it. But in order for you to get to where God is taking you, you have to be prepared spiritually. I'm doing well. How are you? You have to be prepared spiritually for it. Because a lot of times when God is trying to give us something, when God has given us a vision, we want it right then and there. But there is a process. There's a process to receiving that thing that God said He would give us. You're not going to get it until you're ready. You think you're waiting on God. You think you're waiting on God to give you that very thing, but God is waiting on you. God is waiting on you to surrender. He's waiting on you to get into boot camp. When they go into the army, they have to go through that process first. They have to go through training. They have to go to the boot camp. They're not just going to immediately put them in position. They're not going to immediately put them in war. No, you have to go through the process. And right now you're being shaken up. Right now you're being broken up. But God is doing something in that. You're freaking out because you're going through a circumstance. You're freaking out because you're going through pain right now. But you don't realize the pain is where you grow. The pain is how you get the anointing. The pain is the oil that's going to prepare you to what God is going to give you. Because God has overflow for you. Your idea of what God's going to bless you with is small. It's too small. So you're like, Lord, I'm ready for this thing that you're going to prepare me for. I'm ready for this thing that you said you're going to give me, but your idea of it is small. What God's going to bless you with is big. What God's going to bless you with is overflow. But are you prepared to receive it? Are you prepared? That's why God said, do not be despised by the small beginnings. Do not be despised by where you are starting, because it's how you finish that matters. It's how you finish that matters. That's what matters. Not where you started, not the trauma that you've been through in your childhood. What matters is where you're going. Do you believe that he has greater for you? Do you believe that he has better for you? Or are you going to stay in the mindset that even though I don't see it, Lord, even though it's not happening, you're going to continue to believe that it won't happen? No, you got to trust and know that it will happen. It will come to pass. But you have to believe it. You have to believe it. Because if you don't believe in it, then you won't work towards it. God said it's your faith that will heal you. It's the things that you believe that will set you free. Because if you believe that you won't do it, if you believe that you won't get to the promised land, guess what? You won't. You won't. You won't get there because you believe that you won't get there. That's why you got to change your mindset so you can receive that thing that God is trying to give you. And a lot of times we're going through cycle after cycle and we feel stuck. We start to feel stuck. We start to feel like we have nowhere to turn. You just feel like the problems are overwhelming you. But that's why you have to be in the presence of God, because he's going to help work you through that. You got to lay your burdens onto him. You got to give him your problems so you can be able to endure. The key is enduring. Every time you go through stuff, you're ready to freak out. You're ready to lash out. You're mad at everybody. But you got to trust the process. Trust the pressure season. Because God has you in this season for a reason. When the farmers plant their seeds for their fruit, they don't expect the fruit to come just like that. No, it's a process for the fruit to come. You got to water it. You got to nurture it. And then one day the fruit will show up. One day the vegetables will show up. One day your harvest will show up. But you have to prepare for it. And you're too distracted right now. You're distracted by the drama. You're distracted by work. You're distracted by everything of the world instead of being focused and narrowed in on God. Because once you start to surrender and you start to seek God mentally and spiritually, he will guide you in the direction that he's calling you in. But because you are so distracted, you feel like you can't hear him. Because you are so distracted, you feel like you have so much confusion, you don't even have clarity on who you are. Who are you? Who has God called you to be? Do you know who you are? Or are you just so distracted with the fleshly things, the worldly things that's not going to get you anywhere? You're distracted with people that God never called to your life. You're distracted with toxic relationships. You're distracted with jobs that God never called you to. We're distracted with social media and the things that are on there, and we lose sight of where God is taking us. That's just like when you're in a car and the GPS, you're following the GPS. If you don't pay attention to the GPS, you're going to miss the direction of getting to your destination. And that's how it is with God. You're going to miss the direction because you are so distracted with everything else. You're distracted with your problems. Everybody goes through things. Everybody deals with hardship. Some may be worse than others. But God said, I will comfort you. God is your comforter. God is your provider. But you have to trust and know that there is greater on the other side of your life. There's more to your life than what you're dealing with right now. There's so much more. But you're stuck mentally on what's going wrong instead of focusing on what is going right, focusing on where God is taking you. Because there's so much greater. There's so much greater. But you have to trust and believe that there is greater. Because if you don't, you'll be stuck in the mindset of never getting ahead. You'll be stuck in the mindset of never moving forward. But you got to keep on doing the mission. Keep on working the purpose until God brings it to fruition. You got to keep on working that thing. Because God has called you to more, but He needs more of you. He's requiring more of you. And that's why you feel unsettled. That's why you feel out of place, because you're not where you're supposed to be right now. And you have to get in alignment. In order to receive that thing, you got to get in alignment and you got to prepare for it. You have to go through this process to get to where God is taking you so you can be able to keep the very thing that God is trying to give you. There's blessings that He wants to give you, but He knows that if He give it to you too early, you won't be able to handle it. There's things He want to bless you with, but he knows that if He give it to you right now, you won't be able to handle the warfare that comes with it. Because too much is given, there is much required. The more that God gives you, there's going to be more that comes with it. There's going to be stronger warfare. The more elevation you get, there's going to be higher warfare. And in order for you to be able to handle that warfare, you need to be able to handle the warfare that you're dealing with now. In the small things. And once you build the spiritual strength in the small things, God will start blessing you with more. God will start giving you more. But you got to be able to handle the little things. So you can be prepared for the overflow that God is going to give you. Because God has overflow. You feel it in your heart. You know that there's more. You know there's something more that God has for you. But you sometimes just don't even know how to start or how to get there. I want you to start by being in His presence more. I want you to start by worshiping Him more. I want you to start by giving Him your time. You don't have to give Him your whole day. God wants you to pray throughout the day, yes, and focus on Him. But if you could just spend some type of time with Him every day, it'll make a big difference in your life. It'll make a big difference in your spirit. You'll be able to walk around more joyfully. You'll have joy even in the midst of the storm, because the storm is not what's making you happy. It's God. God is where you get your joy from. And that's who's going to give you the overflow. Greater is coming. Greater is coming, but do you trust it? Do you believe it? So I just want to remind y'all that you have to prepare now. You have to prepare for where God is taking you now. Because you don't want to miss your train. You don't want to miss it. God is doing something. But it's left up to you to be obedient. It's left up to you to prepare right now in this season. So when you finally do get it, you'll be prepared for it. You'll be prepared for the overflow. You'll be prepared for the abundance. But you have to trust God. And you have to trust His word. He has so much more for you. He has so much greater for you. But you have to surrender. You have to give it to God so He can free you in those areas. Because greater is coming. Greater is yours. But it's left up to you to receive it. It's left up to you to prepare for it. Are you ready to receive what God is going to give you? Or are you distracted with the frivolous things? Are you distracted with the things of the world that's not going to get you anywhere? You have to focus on the mission that God has given you. Focus on the plan that God has spoken into your life. Because you're not preparing for it. And if God was to give it to you, you wouldn't be able to keep it. And that's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to not be prepared. Because if he keeps you not prepared for the vision that God has given you, then when you finally receive it, you'll lose it. because you didn't prepare. You didn't get in the lab. You didn't go through the process. Go through the process that you need to go to so you can receive what God has given you. Preparation is what you need to focus on right now. You're so focused on getting that breakthrough. You're so focused on getting the miracle. You're so focused on getting that thing that God promised you. But you miss the preparation season. You miss the process. The process. It's the process that you have to go through. And yes, the process is painful. The process is painful. The process is uncomfortable. The process, you're going to be losing some things. But you don't realize that when your promise comes, how much you're going to gain. You may lose right now, but it's only for you to gain. You're making room for what God is bringing. So he got to move some things out the way. He wants you to let go of some things. He wants you to say no to some things. So he can give you the yes to the overflow. Yes to your breakthrough. Yes to everything that he's calling you to. How you doing, Kathy? He has so much that he wants to give you. You need to be prepared for the overflow. Are you prepared for the overflow? Are you? Because you have to prepare in order to receive. Just like you're cooking something in the oven. You're not going to take it out frozen. You're not going to take it out the oven frozen. You're not going to take it out the oven cold. No, you're going to take it out when it's done. When it went through the fire, when it went through the heat, when it went through the cooking process. That's when you're going to take it out. And that's when you're going to receive what God is going to give you. But in order for you to receive, you have to get in the lab. You have to do what God is calling you to do. You have to be obedient in that area. And it's not going to be easy. But you know what's hard? Staying stuck. Staying stuck, never becoming anything. Staying stuck, never leaving a legacy for your kids' kids. What's worse is staying in regret of what you could have did or what you should have did. That's what's worse. That's what's worse. Worse is being in regret. Not doing the thing that God has been telling you to do. You've been feeling something on your spirit that God has been telling you, do it, do it, do it. And you haven't done it yet. You haven't done it yet. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? When is going to be that time when you say, you know what I'm going to do for me now? I'm going to be the best me I can be. Because that's the goal. That's the goal. Not focusing on what other people need to change. Don't focus on what you need to change. Focus on how you need to prepare to receive what God is going to give you. Because you're distracted on how other people need to prepare that you forget that you're unprepared. God has so much greater for you. God has so much better for you. It's so much more than being stuck where you're at right now. Freedom is yours if you choose it. Freedom is yours if you choose it. Thank you so much, Zoe. Freedom is yours if you choose it. But you have to choose freedom for your life. Because I can say you can be free today, but that's not up to me. That's up to you and God. Will you choose freedom in your life? When? When will be the day when you say enough is enough? I want to be free today. I want to prepare for what God is doing in my life. But you have to prepare now. You have to prepare now. Because God is going to give it to you when you're prepared. God's going to give it to you when you're ready. So stop saying that you're waiting on God, because God is waiting on you. God is waiting on you. He's waiting on you to make the decision. And all it's going to take is that one decision. All it's going to take is that one choice. That one choice. When you finally decide that today will be the day, that this time you won't quit, that you will push through to the finish line because you're tired of being stuck. You're tired of living less than. There's so much more, but you have to walk into it. So I hope y'all have a blessed and positive day. But remember, prepare now while you can. Because when God gives it to you, I want you to be able to handle it. I want you to be able to receive it. But you have to prepare now. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all. Have a blessed and positive night. I'll see y'all soon.